Cannot deny it. I am indeed a loser. 2 weeks in a row, the original champ has been beaten. Last week, Mom Thrills taking me down. Spot Spartan did not work on Sunday for really either of us, and didn't help me out. So I'm a loser. Sad but true day. So we're gonna cover a little bit from last week, cover a little bit going forward this week, and we will indeed have a special guest on the matchup preview ranking show here today. But we'll get to that in just a minute. Last week, let's go ahead and top it off there. A little 3-3 action. 3 wins, 3 losses. Same thing as Benson, which puts me still a full game back of him in our weekly head-to-head matchup rankings. And Benson, I'm definitely looking forward to coming for you this week. I'm feeling like my pick's probably going to go 6-0 this week, and we'll see what you have in store with your shoddy picks. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into our matchup preview. And with our first matchup, we're looking at a little, let's go ahead and talk about a team that's been on the decline ever since about week 4. Lost 4 games in a row. Talking about Power Gloves. Power Gloves versus Belch Huggins. I'm chalking this up as an easy victory for Belch Huggins. I haven't really been that impressed with Power Gloves recently. Can't really say I'm going to be impressed with him going forward. And Aharb is working towards 500, grinding, grit and grind, if you will, nose to the grindstone. And so now, without further ado, introducing a new segment to this week's situational series here. Let's just go with that. We have got the league-leading #1 team here with us right now. We've got Nothing Else Matters. Nothing else? Hold on. Oh, go ahead. He's going to introduce what he's going to be talking about this week with his little side section added to each matchup. Go ahead there, #1 champ.
I like to call this Studs and Duds. For Power Gloves, Stud, Markakis, Dud, Nelson Cruz. For Belch, Stud, Cargo, Dud, Jan, not going anywhere, Gomes.
Ooh. Couple studs and duds right there. So now that gives you guys a little extra incentive to say fuck you to B Green or myself. Oh, excuse my language, Mom Harms. Screw you guys to either B Green or myself. Not only might we be predicting against your team, but now we're also going to call it some scrub-a-dub-dubs. We don't want to call them all-stars and bench warmers. Benson Harbor knows what happens if you do that. We won't do that. All right, next matchup here. Team to beat me last week, Dr. Larry going up against another team in my division that has fluttered against competition recently, losing a couple in a row, Jobu. Jobu, I predict your losing streak is going to continue this week as Dr. Larry's team seems to be on fire. So let's see who B Green thinks is going to add the fuel to the fire for both of these teams. Go ahead there, B Grizzle.
For Dr. Larry, Stud of the Week, Giancarlo Stanton. Dud, continuing to be a dud, Votto.
Joey Votto being a dud? Whoa, knock my socks off.
For Jobu, didn't really have any offense to choose from, so Stud, going with Harvey. Dud, Ben's favorite, Hells Bells, Hellickson.
Jeremy Hells Bells Hellickson. I always like that nickname. Not really fond of the player with his lack of strikeouts, but I do like the nickname. Can't complain when you got a cool nickname related to AC/DC. All right, next matchup here. We're going with David Justice for All versus Wacky Deli. As you guys might have noticed in our podcast and our Monday Morning Cup of Joe here, the commission and I have been going a little toe-to-toe, a little round and round with one another in terms of filth comments and anger directed towards one another for seemingly no apparent reason. And I said last week I will predict against Wacky Deli every single week going forward. I'm gonna rescind on. I'm gonna renege on that if you will. And I'm actually going to go with Wacky Deli this week. You know, we're trying to put aside our differences here, our hatred and our schneidness towards one another. I'm going to go with Wacky Deli over and Cody for All. I don't really predict much from Man Cody, but let's see who B Green is predicting for Man Cody and Benson.
I can't say Wacky Deli correctly. I'm going to need you to introduce him.
Wacky Deli!
Stud of the Week, Chris Davis, newly acquired Chris Davis with a K. Dud, Gary Sanchez. Not to be confused with
Gabby Sanchez.
Never forget his name. As for Cody, stud, Severino, dud. Your entire offense.
All of your offensive players are going to be a dud this week, Code. That is just not a good thing to hear on a Monday morning, Monday afternoon at 3:45. Got a long week to go ahead, but when B Green says it this year, it has proved to be infallible. So we predict a little wacky deli with the victory there. Moving on, let's go ahead and talk about the hottest team in the league right now, Maverick Hunters. Woo! Just saw bolts of lightning right there, folks. This video cast could be under attack. ESPN hacking our systems. Maverick Hunters versus Thunder Road versus Master of Puppets. Maverick Hunter, I don't see anything stopping you right now. Your pitching's been really rock solid. You have a few starters that are just dominant there. And Kyle Hendricks and Clayton, he got jacked up last start, but you know he's nominally pretty solid. And Flashy's still making strides, still participating in the league nonstop, and he's still leading his division at 4-4. That division is the epitome of mediocrity. So I'm going with Maverick Hunters there and non-upset fashion. So Maverick Hunters there. Big Green, what you got to say about those two squads? While he tells you, I'm going to be enjoying a nice Surge.
Maverick Hunters.
Video cast brought to you by Surge.
Maverick Hunters, your stud of the week, Trumbo. Dud, Peacock.
Peacock, 4 innings pitched, 7 Ks at the timing of this video cast.
Master of Puppies. Stud, Neil Walker. Dud, Mr. Thames.
Eric. Tickety Thames. Alright, we are going to have to drive in. Big Green's going to drive, and we're going to go with our video cast here. We are at West Pines, and they're throwing the horn up at us. So Big Green, just drive, and we'll continue filming. There's no big deal here. Now, we've only got one matchup left to go, and that is Original Champ versus Disabled List. In unsurprising fashion, I believe I'm going to beat the Disabled List squad this week. He's going to get a double dose of the player that he gave to me in our trade a couple weeks ago, Chris Sale. I look forward to having that pitch double dipped on his ass. And Big Green, who you got for our studs and duds?
Which team again?
Original Champ, me, the original champ.
Tomlin is your stud.
Josh Tomlin, waiver wire pickup, waiver wire wonder.
Dud, Mr. Harper.
Bryce Harper's never a dud. Let's just go ahead and eviscerate those words from your mouth.
Next team.
In terms of disabled list, who do you think you got as a stud this week? Oh, that team is so unimportant that Big Green did not even worry about writing down
I
anybody.
didn't even do anything.
Oh, excuse me. J is for Jumbo. My bad. No longer called disabled list.
Jumbo. Stud, Inciarte. Dud.
And gotta love an Atlanta Brave.
Factor of 10. He's 10 times better than anyone. Dud, Frazier.
Flavor Fresh! Gonna be a dud this week. Well, that's not a surprise. He's been batting under 200 all year long. So, to recap, we've got Original Champ with a victory, Wacky Deli with a victory, Belch, Dr. Larry, Maverick Hunter. Holy shit, I almost forgot B Green himself versus Man Bear Pig. I expect Man Bear Pig to pull out the victory over Nothing Else Matters. So let's see what my cohort has to say here, as I've just predicted his team to pick up an L this week.
Not gonna lose.
Oh shit!
Nothing Else Matters. My stud, Duval. Dud, as the whole year continues, Chris with a C, Davis. Man Bear Pig, stud Bogarts, dud Quintana.
Jose Quintana actually been pitching a little bit better recently, so let's see if B Green can prognosticate correctly into the future. Overall, Original Champ's winning, Wacky Deli's winning, Belch Huggins winning, Dr. Larry's winning, Man Bear Pig, Maverick Hunter. I don't know if you guys noticed there, I managed to pick all 4 motherfucking Harbors to win this week. Shoot me in the head right now. This video cast proudly brought to you by Premier Drugstore. Don't get confused with Premium. We have the Premier Drugs. If you need cheap drugs, that's the place to go. And if anyone's going to know, it's the doc. Appreciate you guys watching. Leave some comments, leave some feedback. We'll be here all week giving you updates, talking shit on the message board. For now, Thrills, the original champ, rolling up out of West Pizzle Hizzle. Later, guys.